Welcome. In this video, you will find 10 good games that you can play on Xbox Game Pass. I'm sure you will find few games to play after watching this video. Somerville is a physics-based puzzle adventure game that takes you on a journey through a world invaded by aliens. You play as a father who is separated from his family and must use his mysterious glowing arm to manipulate the alien structures and survive. Somerville has a stunning visual style that creates a dark and atmospheric mood. The game uses color and contrast to highlight the interactive elements and the alien threat. The sound design is minimal but effective, with a piano soundtrack that enhances the drama and tension. The game also features a cinematic opening sequence that sets the tone for the story. Somerville's story is told without any dialogue or text, relying on visual cues and environmental storytelling. The game tries to create a sense of mystery and intrigue, but it also leaves many questions unanswered and unresolved. Somerville is a beautiful game that has some similarities to Limbo and Inside, but it also falls short of their quality and impact. Somerville has a unique premise and a captivating art style, but it fails to deliver on its gameplay and story potential. The Ascent is a video game where you're in a futuristic world filled with chaos after a big corporation. The Ascent group falls apart. You control a worker who has to stay alive, fight enemies, and find out why the corporation failed. The game mixes shooting, collecting items, and getting stronger as you play. The game's strongest point is its stunning visuals, which create a rich and immersive cyberpunk atmosphere. The lighting, rain, and particle effects add to the mood and realism of the world. The character models and animations are also impressive, especially when you see the enemies explode or lose limbs from your powerful weapons. The gameplay is fast-paced and satisfying as you blast your way through hordes of enemies using various guns and skills. You can customize your character's appearance, equipment, and abilities to suit your playstyle. You can also play solo or co-op with up to 3 other players online. The Ascent offers plenty of side quests and secrets to explore, as well as a main story that spans several hours. Everspace 2 is a third-person space shooter that combines looting, RPG elements, and arcade-style combat in a vast and beautiful galaxy. You play as a clone pilot who escapes from a military experiment and joins a group of outlaws in search of freedom and adventure. The game's main attraction is its fast-paced and explosive space combat, which offers plenty of variety and customization. You can choose from different ship classes, each with their own strengths and weaknesses, and equip them with various weapons, devices, consumables, and perks. You can also modify your ship's appearance, color, and decals to suit your style. The combat is challenging and satisfying, requiring you to use your skills, tactics, and environment to overcome different enemies and situations. You can also switch between first-person and third-person views to get a different perspective on the action. Everspace 2's world is rich and diverse, with tons of star systems to explore, each with their own planets, moons, asteroids, stations, and secrets. A Way Out is a co-op-only game that tells the story of 2 prisoners, Leo and Vincent, who escape from jail and go on a thrilling adventure. The game is unique in its use of split screen, which allows both players to see and interact with different parts of the environment at the same time. A Way Out also features a variety of gameplay mechanics, such as stealth, shooting, driving, fishing, and mini-games. A Way Out has a strong focus on the relationship between the 2 protagonists who have different personalities and backgrounds. The game explores themes such as trust, betrayal, revenge, and redemption. This game has a branching storyline with multiple endings, depending on the choices made by the players. Overall, A Way Out is a game that deserves attention for its innovative and cinematic approach to co-op gaming. It is a game that will make you feel like you are part of a movie, with its dynamic camera angles, dramatic cutscenes, and emotional moments. This is a game that will challenge you to work together with your partner and to make decisions that will affect your fate. Death's Door is a charming and challenging action-adventure game that pays homage to the classic Zelda series. You play as a crow who works as a reaper for the Reaping Commission, a bureaucratic organization that collects the souls of the dead. However, things get complicated when your assigned soul is stolen by a mysterious thief and you have to venture into a realm where death is defied and corrupted. The game features a top-down perspective, fluid combat, clever puzzles, and a variety of weapons and spells to choose from. You will explore different regions, each with its own theme, atmosphere, and secrets. You will also face formidable bosses that require you to learn their patterns and exploit their weaknesses. The game is not easy, but it is fair and rewarding. You can upgrade your stats and abilities with the souls you collect, and unlock new areas with the tools you find. The game also has a captivating story, full of humor, sadness, and mystery. The characters you meet are quirky and memorable, each with their own backstory and motivation. The game explores themes of life, death, and what lies beyond. The game's visuals are stunning, with a stylized and colorful art style that contrasts with the gloomy tone of the world. It is a game that balances fun and challenge, humor and melancholy, simplicity and depth. It is a game that deserves your attention and time. Trailmakers is a game that lets you build and customize your own vehicles out of various parts and explore a vast open world filled with challenges and adventure. You can play solo or with friends in different modes such as campaign, rally, sandbox, and multiplayer. The game has a simple and intuitive building system that allows you to snap together blocks and create anything you can imagine. You can also share your creations online and download other players' designs. The game has a lot of positive aspects such as the graphics, the physics, the variety of parts, the creativity, and the fun factor. However, it also has some drawbacks such as the control issues, the lack of guidance, the repetitive gameplay, and the bugs. Gears 5 follows Kate, a young soldier who is haunted by visions of the enemy swarm and seeks to uncover her connection to them. Along the way, she is joined by her friends Del, JD, and Jack, a helpful robot that can assist in combat and exploration. This game features 2 open-world sections that allow the player to explore snowy and desert environments, as well as more linear levels that are full of action and spectacle. The game also introduces new weapons, enemies, and gameplay mechanics, such as the ability to upgrade Jack's skills and use him in different ways. Gears 5's story is surprisingly engaging and emotional, with some twists and choices that affect the outcome. The game also has a sense of humor and self-awareness that makes it more enjoyable and relatable. This game's multiplayer modes include the classic Versus mode, where 2 teams of 5 players compete in various modes such as Team Deathmatch, King of the Hill, and Escalation. The game also has a Horde mode, where up to 5 players cooperate to survive waves of enemies and build defenses. Battlefield 1 is a multiplayer shooter that takes place during World War I. This game offers a variety of modes, maps, and weapons that capture the intensity and diversity of the war. The game also features a single-player campaign that consists of 5 war stories, each focusing on a different character and aspect of the conflict. Battlefield 1's multiplayer is the main attraction, where up to 64 players can compete in large-scale battles that involve infantry, vehicles, and aircraft. This game's maps are varied and well-designed, ranging from the muddy trenches of France to the desert sands of Arabia. The maps are also affected by dynamic weather and environmental destruction, which can change the course of the battle. The game's weapons are authentic and satisfying to use, but also have realistic limitations such as low accuracy, slow reloads, and limited ammo. Battlefield 1 also has a class system that determines the player's role and equipment. Battlefield 1's single-player campaign is a pleasant surprise, as it tells some interesting and emotional stories that showcase the human side of the war. Each war story has its own protagonist, setting, gameplay style, and theme. Battlefield 1 is a refreshing and impressive take on the first-person shooter genre that successfully transports the series to a new era. This game delivers an immersive and thrilling multiplayer experience that showcases the chaos and brutality of World War I. Mount & Blade 2. Bannerlord is a medieval sandbox game that lets you create your own character, join a faction, trade, fight, and conquer lands in a vast and dynamic world. The game is a sequel to the popular Mount & Blade series, but it also serves as a prequel, taking place 200 years before the events of Mount & Blade Warband. This game features improved graphics, physics, and animations, as well as new gameplay systems such as clans, politics, sieges, and crafting. This game's main attraction is its realistic and immersive combat system, where you can participate in large-scale battles that involve hundreds of soldiers, horses, and siege weapons. You can fight on foot or on horseback, using a variety of weapons such as swords, axes, bows, crossbows, and javelins. You can also command your troops using simple orders or a more advanced tactical interface. The combat is challenging and satisfying, requiring skill, timing, and strategy to overcome your enemies. The game also offers a lot of freedom and customization for your character and your clan. You can choose your background, skills, appearance, and equipment, as well as recruit companions and followers. You can also manage your clan's finances, relations, holdings, and policies. You can join one of the 8 factions that are based on historical cultures such as the Romans, the Mongols, the Vikings, and the Arabs. You can serve as a vassal or a mercenary for your faction, or you can rebel and start your own kingdom. You can also interact with other lords and ladies through dialogue, quests, diplomacy, marriage, or war. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a multiplayer horror game that lets you play as either the victims or the killers from the classic 1974 film. This game features 4 modes: story, survival, hunt, and custom. The game's main strength is its faithful recreation of the film's atmosphere, setting, and characters. This game uses realistic graphics, physics, and sound effects to immerse the player in the terrifying world of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The game's gameplay is varied and exciting, depending on which side you play as. If you play as a victim, you have to use stealth, teamwork, and strategy to avoid or distract the killers and find a way out. If you play as a killer, you have to work with your family members to track down and kill the victims before they escape. You can also use items such as traps, poison, and blood to hinder or lure the victims. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a game that appeals to fans of horror games who enjoy realistic combat and sandbox gameplay. Thank you so much for clicking on my video and watching it. Your comments are important for me as a fellow developing YouTuber. To check more Xbox Game Pass games ideas, you can check out my channel. If you like this video, you can subscribe to my channel and like this video. Until next time, see you.